All right. So, I'm just gonna get right into the first part of it, which is it's supposed to be camera smoothing. I haven't really done that yet, but what I can do right now is slow down the camera. Let me try to get this more out of the way. So this is holding the holding forward, all the way forward, at 1 speed. But then if I drop speed and rotation down, now I'm holding all the way back, and it's moving a lot slower. So if you're playing, let's say you're playing at like 10% speed, instead of whizzing by it, you can slow the camera down to kind of match the playback speed. And get a smoother shot instead of accidentally like moving the camera too much. All right. I have future plans for this one to kind of, instead of having just a global speed slider, I want to have a like a speed ramp up or a transition kind of thing, so that if you do a change in direction like that, it's not really jerky, but it would kind of slowly ease into each part of the change. That's, I don't know when I'll be able to get to that. That's the plan. Okay. Part 2 is animation capture. This is kind of part 2 and part 3 of 4 parts. So if I do local match, save the replay. So I just fly around a bit, get the ball, score it in my own net, like the pleb that I am. So I save that, then I view it. Go in here, name it ASDF2, because I probably already have an ASDF in there. So I just hit the keybind to start recording it. Alright, just hit the keybind to stop recording it. Then I go into 3ds Max. Run the plugin. Get out of here. Hopefully things didn't break in the meantime. So I did something wrong. I don't know what it is, but yeah, it's supposed to be showing pressing and holding boost or letting go of boost, but for now it's just showing all of it. I don't know why. Yeah, so what you can do with that is animation capture, which is something that I'll get to at the end of the stream, showing how it can be used better for cinematics. So the benefit of this is, I should have recorded that footage. You can easily composite effects, so I'm going to do this one more time. Just rewind it back. So it's pretty close. I mean, it's not perfectly accurate, but what you can do with this is very easily, let let's just say we want an array of cubes just on the floor. Because why wouldn't you want that? All right. And there you go. You've got a bunch of cubes just sitting on the field. But if you want more advanced tracking, compositing effects, you can do that with this very easily. I have plans to port this thing over to After Effects, but I've got to finish it for 3ds Max first. But once it's done for After Effects, you'll be able to easily composite anything that you want, pretty much, with very easily 3D tracked stuff, instead of trying to use a, like After Effects' 3D camera tracker, which is a pain to try using, especially with game footage. Okay, so that was part 2/3. Part 2 is animation capture, which again, I'll do a better example toward the end. Part 3 is the tracking for compositing that I just showed you. Then part 4 is making a custom animation. Boy, let's see here. Let's export this as ASDF4. Fingers crossed, please work. I haven't worked on this part in a long time. Okay, so I run it back. Import animation, good. Do it, please. All right. You can see it kind of stuttering. That's because it's updating the path at 60 times per second, but my game runs at 120 FPS, so it moves it every other frame, and it just kind of gets stuttery because of that. That's something I have plans to fix eventually, but yeah. Yeah, so those are the 4 main features. I'm gonna do one more real quick one. So let's say you've got a cinematic where you want to drive the car through a city or something. Okay, so to do that, I've got the whole city thing laid out, but I would need to make like a rough blocking of all of this if I want the car to drive on things. So let's see. Okay, I'm gonna isolate these two. Let's say I want the car to drive up on top of here. I'd just make a nice little box. Position it, nope. Position it on there at pretty much the same level. Okay. Then I take both of these, isolate them. I need to duplicate them. For the physics, you need to give it a prefix of UCX. Okay, so I take everything that's here, export selected to FBX, SDF. Sure. Pop open UDK. I've only done this like once, and I may not remember how to do it exactly. So, yeah, this will be fun. Okay. So previously I had made this thing just to test out workshop map stuff. So yeah, I've got that. Calm down. So there's the workshop. Let me just make this 12. Why not? Alright, so I start capturing. Just drive around. Pretend this is that city street that I was talking about. Let's do that again. So instead, what I'll do is start buffer. And then capture the buffer. Okay. Delete you, import a different one. Yup. There we go. So if you pretend like this is on the city street, you can animate a cinematic in a custom environment by roughly blocking it out, doing the animation, and then you can fill in the rest of the animation with the city. So okay. There we go. So yeah, something like that. That took way too long to get through, but there's the concept. And so you just custom animate the car in your custom environment. All right, so that was basically everything. Just quick recap: the input smoothing, the animation capture, which can also be used for tracking for compositing stuff, and then the camera animation importer back into the game. Those are the 4 main things. All right. Thank you for coming out, and peace.